Whether it's Magic and Bird, Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf, LeBron and Carmelo, and now with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, for anyone to be a catalyst of their league, there needs to be someone to go against. It wouldn't work the same if Caitlin Clark was just good and there was no competition. So there would be no hysteria and love and hate for Caitlin Clark if it wasn't for an Angel Reese to constantly humble her and the rest of the media. Because sometimes the media forgets that there's more players on the team and more teams on the court and more games than just the one that they're watching. Rivalries are always good for any sport. Before LSU played Iowa, Angel Reese was a top player in the country, and so was Caitlin Clark. But that was mainly contained within the people who watch women's college basketball. So her dominating throughout the tournament wasn't a surprise. But the cultural opposites of LSU and Iowa is great television, is great drama. LSU, Flau'jae Johnson, their point guard, is literally a rapper right now. How much culturally different can the stories be? That doesn't mean the girls are different or they hate each other. No, good competition has nothing to do with personal animosity. At that point, that makes it kind of whack. We've seen it with the Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Their rap war became this personal vendetta that made it weird to continue. But just like in battle rap, when you have two phenomenal talents on a direct path to each other, it can lead to so much electricity and tension that's fun to watch. That's why we watch boxing. That's why we watch the UFC. That's why sports exist. So for the people who don't like the seemingly disrespect that sports fans express, they have to relax. This is not a personal thing. Well, I can only speak for myself, and give me a 33 in the chat if you agree. I don't care about these people outside of the court. I only care about them on the court. Who they are as friends or parents or kids of I don't care. I don't care about LeBron as a father or son or husband or cousin. I only care about LeBron as a basketball player. I only care about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Cameron Brinks and all these people as far as their jobs go. Anything in their personal lives is their personal lives. That has nothing to do with this. How they look don't really have nothing to do with this. This is sports. Anybody who's a fan of Caitlin Clark is because she shoots 30-foot jump shots. It's not because she's a Victoria's Secret model. Shout out to the models, but if they could shoot 30-foot jump shots, they would be in the WNBA too. And they'll probably make more money than her. That's not the reason for the fanfare. The reason is more that she looks like a regular person. So not only does her game match Steph Curry, but their personalities. In interviews and just who they seem to be, because again, we don't know these people. They seem like regular Joes that would just walk down the street and you will see them getting coffee somewhere. But they have electrifying games that doesn't rely on athleticism. Steph Curry is 6'2", 6'3". His game does not need a 6'7" frame because he creates space a different way. He doesn't need to have a 45-inch vertical. He's rim grazing. He's barely even dunking. He doesn't need to. He revolutionized what it means to be a scoring point guard, especially a relatively small point guard. Steph Curry realized he's not as athletic as Allen Iverson, so he has to find a different way. Caitlin Clark grew up playing against boys because there wasn't a girls team, so she had to find a new way to create space. She couldn't just go get layups, and that's how her game began to develop. Should more girls play with boys growing up? I think around 12 years old is where the physical differences become insurmountable. So maybe in high school you wouldn't have girls that could play with the boys team, but that shouldn't be a hard rule. Under 11 should be intergender because there's not that much physical difference. There's gonna be some physical difference, sure, but at that point they're all just learning the game. That might be a full video on its own, but something like that will reduce the skill gap as you go through high school and college and then the pros. Even though without a Larry Bird, we'll still have Magic Johnson, them going at it, the black and white aspects of it, the cultural differences clashing every time is only going to lead to 10 years of great competitive women's basketball. We know that every game they play against each other is going to be a main event heavyweight fight. That's what the WNBA been missing this whole time. The WNBA never lacked talent. They just needed a reason for casual basketball fans to tune in, and the rivalry was it. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Peace.